Alright, fine. Then I'll just start the new game like this. I'm sorry for the confusion, everybody. I was the one who was confused. Yo, it's fine, Swansing. I was wrong. I was wrong. So we're starting properly now. I took someone's comment in the Discord incorrectly. So, like I was saying earlier, in comm speedrunning we start the timer when we gain control. Those are old SDA rules, but we've stuck with them over the years, so that's what I'm going to be using right now. Hey man, we're all good. This run's gonna come in way underestimate anyway. I always way overestimate comm times because, well, this game can screw you sometimes, but it's very rare for it to. I've had one KH marathon where we didn't get the one blue at all. That's never happening again. I do have a backup save file just in case the worst happens with the one blue, and we need to continue the run. Spice Weasel, it's gonna be like 4 my time after this. If I get a record, then I'll shadow after this. I'll stay up for that. But I can't get 3 records in 1 week. That's insane. Alright, here we go. Now we're ready to go. Although I am surprisingly awake. We'll see how I feel after, we get finished with all of this. 250? I didn't put 250. Abandon must have put 250 for the race. They must have taken the maximum or 2 estimates. I usually don't put more than 230 as an estimate for this game. So yeah, we are going to be way ahead. Marathon organizers, you got to keep your head up on that. We're going to make up some time. Yes, this was a race, but my opponent in the race got sick, and he had to drop out, unfortunately. It's a shame. Abandon's a good dude. We would have had a lot of good commentary banter, but I can't ask him to stay up at, you know, god-awful hours in US time to race me. That's just ridiculous. Well, at least we get another shot at the blizzard here. It's like we're really playing. Nope, we had a 0 last time. I actually would have been pretty happy to have that. We would actually edit our deck before this fight if we could, but the game does not let us use the pause menu in this room for some reason. I mean, it also makes that barrel drop an object, so clearly things are coded kind of weirdly. And it also makes that drop a Tranquil Darkness too, but... Yo, it was the last minute, so don't even worry. At first deck edit doesn't really do much more than clean up the deck. We remove the cards that are obviously bad, like the 1s and 2s are not going to get played without being broken, even in these crappy Traverse town encounters. So we don't need to worry about those. And moving the Blizzard to the front is just good sense, and moving the 0 to the back is just good sense. Not really much more to say about that. Ah. A large part of card farming, especially in the early worlds, is like making sure that you kill things in such a way that it's easy to pick up the experience after they die, because that's going away very, very slowly, and you do have to pick it up or let it despawn before you're allowed to continue with fights. Being able to do this consistently can be the make or break between like decent times and good times when you're card farming. And there's going to be a lot of card farming in this game. Let's not, you know, try and soften that blow here, but there's also going to be a lot of good stuff that happens in this run. And during the card farming, I'll be sure to talk about lots and lots of different things. Yeah, I mean, I'm not loading a save for the Blizzard. I did that in RPG Limit Break because I wanted to really explain... Like, I had tightly choreographed commentary for RPG Limit Break where I was talking about exactly what farming strategies I was using in the beginning of the game. But here, I feel more comfortable just rolling with it. I've done it in the past, I'll do it again. We'll just hope to get Blizzards in these first couple of object triggers, Rhapsodies, roll with it, maybe bad boss fights at the worst. There's always ways to recover in this game. There's always an out. Never give up on the RNG. Except when you're dealing with the one blue. Screw the one blue. I thought I timed it so that I would get Rhapsody spawning on top of the shadow. Not quite. Oh, thought that was the potion. That was a bit of a slow fight, but we got a second teaming out of it, so... Teamings are kind of slower when you only have one Blizzard, because you don't get to do nukes on soldiers the way you'd like to. But the sooner you get a Rhapsody, the better, and the sooner you bite the bullet and spawn a lot of object triggers, the easier it might be to get a Blizzard in the future. We're looking for a lot of relatively common things to happen in Traverse Town, and we're okay if like 3 out of 4 of those things happen. We can definitely pick up the missing thing a little bit later, but a nice base of cards is always going to be helpful. The first thing we're looking for is more magic. We want Blizzards because Blizzards do lots of damage over the course of the game. We also want high-value attack cards because they're going to be used to make good raids, which can help out with killing bosses, and they're also just useful in making good item slites and stuff, and if you get zeros, those are also going to be nice. And the next thing we want is enemy cards. When you kill an enemy last, there's a chance of replacing the map card with their unique enemy card, and that has an effect, and it basically replaces your abilities in other Kingdom Hearts games. So, we want the Blue Rhapsody and Red Nocturne enemy cards at some point, because they give you effects that boost the power of your Blizzard and Fire cards, respectively. And we're definitely going to need those as we go on. At least we'll get both these soldiers with this. And then hit the... Yep. That's good. Bite the bullet in the experience, just kill this guy. Yo, thanks, Raze. I mean, I've got a like I said, I've got a backup save that I had ready for RPG Limit Break that I didn't need to use. If I absolutely need to, I'll use it for this, but I doubt we're gonna have problems. Fine, I'm gonna restart the computer now. I won't be able to see the chat for approximately a minute because my computer will be restarting. So I'm just gonna keep talking, and I'll let you know when I can see you guys again. Oh, it's updating too. That's lovely. Goofy's actually kind of useful in dire situations like this. Goofy does a lot of damage. Thought I'd get the double hit on that soldier there. I was wrong. Get both? Ah, that was actually as good of a chance as I had at getting both. I aimed that Blizzard specifically at the back of that soldier's hitbox so that I might hit the Nocturnes as well. Blizzard doesn't have as wide an area of effect, but you can do that trick with higher levels of Blizzard and hopefully get better off. Blizzaga actually notably has a very large vertical hitbox as well. It's basically a cube. It's a kill cube. That's not the enemy card we want. That's basically just worth Moogle points, and it's almost detrimental to get something like that because instead of just getting the enemy card, you also lose out on the map card that you were farming for in the first place. So yeah, here we didn't actually lose too much by having no Blizzard. Get that password ready. Whoa, the premium bonus. This is a pretty rare occurrence, but you can get the opportunity to turn one of your cards into a premium card. We're not really going to take that opportunity. Let me just pop out the chat again. There we go. I think I just picked up a 6 there. So yeah, we're going to get these object triggers, we're going to keep fighting fights to get enemy cards, and this is going to take maybe 15 to 20 minutes, considering how slowly this is going and how I'm not getting a blizzard, but once I get something, I can use that as a springboard to get other things. So don't you worry about that. Well, premium cards do cost less to put in your deck, so if you're like really competitive about the multiplayer, you might have reason to put... Check out that one Blizzard strat, by the way, that was perfectly tailored for that fight. You might want to turn a lot of your high value cards into premium cards so that you can actually get over the maximum deck limit. And the fact that premium cards go away when you use them the first time doesn't actually affect them when they're used in the ass end of a slight. If you use them in the second or third card, they actually will come back when you reload them. So if you're just planning to use it in a slight, it is strictly better. Could have used the 0 there, didn't see yourself. That's a nice encounter for us to get, because we don't lose any time to having 2 Blizzards and have a chance of getting a Rhapsody. Most of our level ups here we're going to pick CP, because we want to keep our HP low so that we can go into Berserk strats later on boss fights, and we also actually do get ridiculously large decks most of the time. So it's important for us to... I almost got the quick kill on that. Damn you! Give me the bad enemy cards when I need them in the when I need the good ones in the marathon. Dude, I wish this game, like, multiplayer took off. Like, I wish there was, like, a Pokemon Showdown for COD multiplayer where you could just do whatever you wanted. Because, honestly, grinding the cards would be terrible. And there's no way you could ever get a metagame going. I mean, when I was bored as a kid, I spent a decent amount of time grinding, like, Moogle rooms to try and get a good deck, but it wasn't worth anything. The one time I ever played multiplayer was against someone who was 70 levels lower than me. Oh, from these object triggers, we're also looking for Moogle points in addition to our Blizzard cards and Good Kingdom keys. We haven't gotten a big stack of points just yet. We've gotten these little points, which aren't really worth chasing most of the time. And we haven't gotten any good cards either. It's a little worrisome. Hey, I mean, as a donation incentive in that RPG Limit Break run a couple years ago, I got to play multiplayer against OC, and I gave him a tricked out deck with lots of slights, and he played against the speedrun deck, and that was actually pretty hyped. It was a good matchup. I went down to 1 HP after taking a Mega Flare to the face, and then I just popped Berserk and hit him with a bunch of combos. Good times. Alright, the difficulties in the stack, which looks... I mean, I got the Platinum Trophy on PS4 Recom, and the worst part of that was Riku grind to 99. That's easily terrible. But I mean, like, if you had to do that in regular com, you'd also feel pretty bad. Like, give me the goof. See, Goofy will follow you, so you gotta move just right to angle your Goofy when you need to use him. I'm taking pretty conservative bets and not really getting much payoff for them. It's a little disappointing. I have at least like a foothold to move into Olympus without feeling bad. But the estimate of this game is 250. We've got a lot of time to spare. Not that I want to use it. It's just this is exactly the kind of thing that even going for an estimate like 230 was planning around for. Like, I could barely grind Riku to 50 in GBA com. It's easier in Recom, but still. I guess that's a good segue to talk about all the differences between this game and Recom, because a lot of people these days will probably have played Recom, and, like, this game is, like, a lot of years old. What, 2004? Yeah, this game's 15 years old. I'm officially an old man. But basically, the big differences between this game and Recom are that Recom is actually in full 3D and lets you lock onto enemies, and that Recon has different, like, stagger mechanics, essentially, where, like, if you card break somebody and you hit him with, like, a slight that does, like, a lot of damage and have, like, a long animation, they'll eventually be so staggered that, like, you can stock another slight and just hit him, and it's, like, not that big a deal. Because things home in Recon, you can also use Firaga to useful effect, whereas in this game you actually have to be on the same Z-axis as your opponent and aim it. And even then, it doesn't really do that much damage. Plus, like, raids work better than high-level fires anyway, and they're more efficient. As far as cards are concerned, anyway. At least we got a few Moogle points. Praise be. It's gonna have to be barrels from this point if things get really bad. But I'm definitely gonna fight this room at least. But basically, if the objects aren't coughing up anything, and I have no reason to believe that they're going to at this point. But you know, it's like waiting for the bus, right? If you never know, how, like, it's always gonna be like 10, 15 minutes, no matter how long you've been sitting there. It's the same thing here. It's just like, when you're rolling dice, you never know when you're gonna get that 6. It's always, like, no matter how many times you failed, it's always the same chance to succeed. Even with, yeah, you're right, Zonzi. Even with, like, a blizzard, if I had gotten a blizzard in the beginning, I would be kind of unhappy with these drops in, like, a regular run. At least this fight's okay. Give me a Rhapsody. That'll make me happy. You want to make me happy, don't you, Com? Not that much. But keep giving me more of those fights anyway. I already appreciate it. Three enemy cards, all the worst enemies. Shadows and soldiers don't matter, boys. It's all Rhapsodies and Nocturnes. But okay, so the main game plan right now is, if we're not going to get our deck together, and we're like whacking guard armor and Axle 1, then we're going to go to Olympus Coliseum. And Olympus Coliseum is going to suck until we get a Calm Bounty. But then when we get a Calm Bounty, if we get a second Blizzard, most of the encounters should actually be okay. Problem with that is, we don't have a second Blizzard right now. So getting over that hump might take a little while. If we can get a bunch of barrels set up in Olympus Coliseum, then we can farm those relatively easy for deck cards and map cards. Maybe try and get an early shot at the 1 blue. Maybe try and bootstrap our Moogle points, get a Moogle room, see if we can get something happening there. Was it worth it to chase down those 10 points? Probably. Every point matters in this game. I will open up this room and do the Leon tutorial, though. Lol, incrementer. If we don't get a lot of blizzards, this could be the most garbage cage in the world. We have 3 rooms of object triggers to go through. I don't think I'm gonna fish for Rhapsodies anymore. I'm gonna fish for cards right now. We're gonna hit these 3 rooms of object triggers. We're gonna deal with guard armor. We're gonna hope I get a blizzard in at least one of these. That's the plan. That's the bet. This is the thrill of this game, guys. Like, it's not just the RNG, because, like, look, you're never really praying in this game. You're always betting. There's so many options for what direction you can take, which pool you want to dip into to get the best results. And over 7 years, this route has been carefully crafted to give me the most consistent decks and allow for the best execution on bosses to cover for my weaknesses. I'm really proud of the work I've done in this game over the years. And that's good, because this is my favorite game of all time. Getting a lot of Moogle points. That's strengthening the desire to go to Olympus, because I can't actually use them until I pull a Moogle room in the first place. I will not be rolling up the haze with one blizzard. You're right. It's not Cage I really need to worry about here. That's a very good point. More potions. They're pretty rare too, just like blizzards. But they're not blizzards, and that's the key thing. Getting more Moogle points though. This is encouraging for an early Moogle room run, so I am going to leave after this. It's better not to chase after this dream. The key argument in favor of moving on is we still have the 1 blue to get. If we spend too much time in Traverse, then we'll never get it. I am playing on the GameCube Game Boy player. The biggest stroke of luck? I mean, I've gotten separate runs where I've had like insane Traverse Towns with like, we're talking 5 or 6 Blizz in Traverse Town. And I've had other runs where you get the 1 blue on basically the earliest card that you can get it. Those have been nice. My previous record where I died on Riku had some really good luck in the 1 blue and in the Moogle Room packs. Essentially, first try Moogle packs, like 6 fires, and the 1 blue as early as I could get it. So yeah, Guard Armor isn't that bad without Blizzards if you can just manage to space your combos properly and hit all of its limbs at the same time. And then you gotta combo this guy like this anyway. You can also go for Spicy Donald strats. But it only works if he uses offensive magic twice. Otherwise it's either breaks even or isn't worth it depending on how many cures he decides to use. Oh yeah, Xenolander. The worst part about this game's controls is the fact that you have to press the L and R buttons simultaneously to stock cards. That can hurt my hands after a little while, too. Alright, so we're gonna have a bad Axel as well. It's alright, we're gonna chase after barrels. That's gonna be the new plan. It's a good plan. That's not gonna work. Alright. Sometimes, like, look, sometimes you just gotta take the L on boss fights. That's how it works. If the game ain't putting out, you can't expect it to. Alright, so here's Olympus Coliseum. It's the first world we visit for a few reasons. The first is because it gives us the Berserk card from Hades, which is pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. That is an ability that lets you double the damage of your attacks while you're in critical HP. The second is because the Calm Bounty in this world gives you access to Blizzard Raid, a sleight that you make by doing Blizzard attack card that lets you toss out the key and imbue it with ice. No barrels in this room. Way to be stingy. Not here either? You gonna be like that? You gonna be like that? So barrels are pretty nice because they can give you a very consistent encounter, but they can also give you good drops in Moogle points at the same time. So hopefully I get my Calm Bounty here. That's what I'm really hoping for. It's the bad spawn. Yeah. These barrels are rude. There we go, Calm Bounty. That helps. Christ, this game's annoying sometimes. Oh, bad spawn again. Barrels only play 4s. Oh, we got the second Calm Bounty. I'll take it. So with that combating, we get access to Blizzard Raid, which, as I said, lets us toss out the key. It's going to be very, very helpful. I really would like to see a second Blizzard before we're done here. Gotta stock that, otherwise we're gonna... Oh, Moogle Room! Room! I'll take that, too! I'll take that straight to the bank! Looks like our Blizzard problem is solved, boys! Who occasionally knows what he's doing? The second Moogle Room, that makes me even more confident about my ability to use the first one. A windfall has come upon us at last. No Rhapsody, but we've run without Rhapsodies before. And we didn't even have to go through lengthy Olympus encounters. We just got these consistent barrels to do it. So we're going to buy a Magic Moogle pack here and try and get 2 Blizzards out of it at least. That's incorrect. I don't think I have enough points to buy 2 Magic packs, but I can definitely buy 1. No good. I mean, fire's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's not what I need right now. I need at least 2 Blizzards in order to get these boss fights done. You'll see a lot of cures here because the game basically just decides to substitute any magic you haven't gotten yet with Cure. It also substitutes any attack card you haven't gotten yet with Kingdom Key, which is why that attack pack that we got for free was so bad. Oh, this is making me look stupid. But I swear, I think this is the best thing I can be doing right now. We'll dig ourselves out of this hole, if it's the last thing I do. Two fires is very nice. I really would like to keep that, but I would love blizzards more. How difficult is this? They're 15%. Like 0.85 to the 5th is like pretty low, guys. There we go. Was that so hard, game? Was that so hard? Oh, we have like crazy value here. Alright, we're back on track. Damn. Just trying to get the 8. So now you get to see how Blizzard Raid does crazy damage to bosses. And this is by hitting them at the apex of the swing, where they'll go out of invincibility, and then get hit 4 times by the same attack. What the heck? Must have made that combo incorrectly. I'll get that Blizzard Raid back on the reload, but I should also kill him with this one. There we go. Figured it was safe to throw there. I still had one in the back. My hubris. I respect this game for what it is. Gonna keep hitting barrels here. Yep, that's a fire. That's nice. This is gonna make up for the fact that we don't have enemy cards right now. So yeah, Hades is also weak to ice, and we're going to do the same thing on him. Good. I don't know why I dodged there. It would have been perfect if I didn't. I'll hit him with a 2-hitter. That's fine. Should be another 4-hitter, and I'll be good. Yeah. You guys are like really delayed on my chat. Based on ND catches, boss callouts. Maybe after like at this pace, since I'm not going to be doing a lot of farming in Olympus and I'm not going to be doing a lot of farming in Monstro. I'll probably back up save Wonderland after like 7 big rooms. But I'm going to be very hesitant to use it, because we're in a good position to actually get the 1 blue. The 1 blue, for those who are uninitiated, is basically a blue card that is a 1. It's notorious because it's like really difficult to get, essentially. You have a 33% chance of getting a blue card and a 1 in 20 chance of any given card being a 1. So that amounts to about a 1 in 50 chance of finding a 1 blue. The reason why this is so difficult, even though we farm a lot of cards in the game, is we don't farm in a lot of places where blue cards can drop very often. In Traverse Town, you can only get red and green cards, and that's the fastest place to be. So we're trying to use this early game section here to try and find the 1 blue, and the way that I've routed any percent, you can generally expect to get the 1 blue about 50% of the time. So we've come here a little early, and we're planning on staying a little later. So I've upped the probability to like 3/4 to 1/8, but anything can happen. This is Chain of Memories. Yep, I use the GameCube Game Boy player. I love that thing. That's one of the best purchases I ever made. GameCube Game Boy player. So many good GameCube games that just look so crisp now. Ooh, nice Black Room. So Black Room gives me 2 encounters that are guaranteed to drop blue cards. That actually saved my butt in one run earlier in the year. Oh yeah, 1 blue was bad casually. Like, when I saw that in my first playthrough, I was like, wow, I gotta go find this. And I must have farmed a lot of CO encounters. Why am I not doing this before I edit my deck? I'll keep that 7. No, of course, you don't know you're going to need it. So here we're going to use the fact that he's weak to fire to get access to a trick card, which the game calls gimmick cards, but I call trick cards. So we can stand in the acid and lob raids at him from the back line. Now, Parasite Cage's hitbox is dicey. Especially when you're standing on the stones, hitting him properly can be difficult. But, if you can hit that pixel, then you can get 4 hit raids every time. Yo, can you rotate stones? I can't stand the acid and throw. This should be good. Alright, we're gonna get the goofy finish off. The swag finish. Yeah, 6 raids but no enemy cards is about equivalent to a normal any percent, because we usually have enemy cards that buff our raids by 1.5 times power, and 4 raids. With 6 raids, this fight should be no problem. This one doesn't need enemy cards, you just need to kill stuff really fast. Look at that Goofy! The Goof! The God! Nope, they are clearly setting up for Cage for Rivenzi, or Riwenzi. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. In fact, I thought it was kind of a lackluster ending, all things considered. To the Xehanort Saga. Alright, so now we're going to Wonderland. This is the best place in the first world set to farm for blue cards, because everything here is weak to ice. In every other world there's either blue Rhapsodies or green Requiems, which will absorb damage from ice attacks. Sucks not to have a Rhapsody for this, because that means these large bodies go down in 2 raids, but that really actually shouldn't affect much outside of a couple encounters that I could think of. Oh, come on. Come on. Why you gotta be like that, Shadow? So what we need is, at this point, another Calm Bounty card, 2 random blue cards that I just need to use on doors that require any blue card, and the 1 blue. Which I'll remind you is a 1 in 50 drop in this game. Yo, Dan Signy, if I'm 80 and they finally say, yo, what if we release Chain of Memories 2? I could die right then. Let's see, what else has been going on that I haven't really touched on yet? I'm mostly just sweating over here trying to get the 1 blue. Because if we get the 1 blue, then we are certain to move forward with the save file and end the run at this point. That's non-negotiable. If we get enough combounties from these Wonderland drops, then we'll be able to farm for better attack cards in the future. We're not going to get a lot of Moogle points from barrels. We haven't really recouped our losses from earlier. Those blizzards were nice, I will give them that, though. It's possible we needed to do more barrel farming, but at the same time, we were also running out of sleeping darknesses, so there wasn't really much of a way to make that consistent. The object triggers decay over time as you hit them multiple times across rooms. You can test this pretty easily if you just run into a sleeping darkness room and hit all its objects over and over again. Pretty soon you'll just get like the green health balls and you won't get any points, you won't get any object, you won't get any cards from them. So you gotta keep refreshing the room every now and then if you want to keep farming for objects from barrels and stuff. It's better to end the fight with a blizzard than a raid, because the raid will actually keep going until its animation finishes, but the blizzard just needs to stop when it kills something. One red, that's something. I mean, what's Sora doing right now? He's like working on Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is like when my favorite sci-fi creators go off to do other stupid things for like 3 years. Never be finished with them. Yeah. With a Rhapsody, this fight would take maybe 5 seconds less every time. Ooh, the 2 is just as probable as the 1, but infinitely more useless. Yeah, I know, that's right. Like, we're working on FF7 Remake. It's like, that's not even going to be a full game. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I just can't abide by the decision to split a game up into chapters like that. I don't think it's ever gone well. Name me one time that it actually worked. That's a good question. I'm not really sure what we're missing from my childhood. What could you do with Jungle Book that you weren't doing with Tarzan? I mean, I guess we can't do Tarzan anymore. I mean, that's their loss, because it's like... These days, if you were in Kingdom Hearts, it'd be instant notoriety. Sucks to actually not kill the Nocturne's last there, because we are still looking for a Nocturne enemy card. We would prefer to have it. Mass Effect, Matmon Gaming, I love Mass Effect, but I don't consider that to have been released in chapters. I consider that to just be a proper trilogy of games. Although I suppose there is a bit of an academic distinction there. I think when Final Fantasy VII was released as a full game on the PS1, it's a bit of a weird walk back to release it piecemeal now. Aristocats. I actually like the Aristocats. It's got jazz in it. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that kind of stuff is, like, a little too classic. But yeah, I put, like, the FF7 remake on the same level as, like, the Sonic 4 episodic release, right? I didn't play any of those, but I don't think it was much improved by releasing piecemeal. Couple of these still. A lot of cards to go. So we've got the random blue cards, we've got the Calm Bounty now. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna check the black room after this room. Because that was a 6, I didn't want to put it in here, but I want to make sure that it's not gonna get me what I need. Because the black room's guaranteed to give you Calm Bounties, so it takes a 1 in 50 all the way down to a 1 in 20. That's definitely worth the amount of time it takes to hunt down both of the mushrooms. No, I can't get a 4-hit rate on him, even if I go all that far back. You can chase around the room, but I find it's better to just wait for them to spawn. There's 2 in each black room. Ooh, it sucks that we're getting 4 of them, because they can turn invincible too. They're a bit of a pain, if not handled quickly. But this is going pretty well. They'll play 7s all the time, so it's important to make sure that you're stocking high-value raids like this. Change back. Thank you. You're dead. Give me a 1 blue. That sucks. Worth a shot, though. I mean, that's the point, Dijon Ketchup. I don't know. Thank you for the reminder, TJF. I will never forget Riku 3. Throwing the raids at the wall is also a nice way to make them go faster. Because they'll obviously bounce back a lot faster. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for that. 3 episodes, 3 discs. It's just kind of weird considering the wait time in between releases. Like, it might be a lot better in retrospect, but I can't imagine playing a game only to, like, wait another year for, like, the rest of the game to come out. That's just not a feeling that feels good to me. Like, especially if you get to transfer files over. That's gotta impact the design process. Oh yeah, that's another. I didn't even think about the PS5. That's a very good point. I mean, we're holding our breath here for this card. We definitely still need map cards, so we're definitely okay to overfarm here. We did barely any Olympus farming, barely any Traverse Town farming, so we've got extra time for it. We've got more Teeming Darknesses ready. We were prepared for this. And if we get it, we'll have enough good map cards to take us through to most of the end of the game. Yeah, we can't progress with the plot unless we open the last boss door. It's really annoying. Now, back in the early days of con speedrunning, we would actually continue on if we didn't get the one blue and try and get it in like Twilight Town if we failed. But now we really want to use Thundaga to farm Traverse Town and make things go even faster. This was before we knew about such things. That's even worse, Spice Weasel. That's just like, that's even more disappointing. To pay money for a game and they're like, I guess people didn't like it well enough, we're not really going to finish it. This is a bit rough without enemy cards, but I think these guys are about dead. It's a cute little mini-boss they've got going on here. Card Soldier. I was hoping the black room would save us. It was right there, man. It was in the cards. I mean, I guess it figures. When I do practice this week, I get 2 records in 1 week. And now the game's being all stingy on me. It does, yes. When we data mined the drop rates when working with the Tassers of this game, we found that yes, it is slightly better. And the second world set is also slightly better than the first, but only by like 1% or 2. We had an 8 blue in that Calm Bounty that we used. I don't think we got another one. Let me check. Yeah, no we didn't. If we did, I could consider going on and using warp strats, but those would be dangerous, because then we might never get it. Alright, so here's the deal. If we finish this Teeming Darkness room and 3 others, and we still don't get it, then I will go to my backup save. Yo, thanks for the raid, Mist. Much appreciated. Right now we're searching for the 1 blue, so you guys can give me some energy for that. How are you doing these days, Miss? I haven't caught up on KH1 much recently. Or whatever game you're running now. Ooh, there we go. We got the Nocturne at least. That's going to be helpful a little bit later. I believe. This game wouldn't let me down. Not when I need it the most. That worked out nicely. Oh, nice. Congrats. I PB by 3 seconds in this game yesterday. That 7 looks like a 1 enough. It ain't. But yeah, there's gonna come a time when we need to kill Vexen, and we're not gonna have that many fires. So having the Nocturne from here is definitely gonna help our odds of getting the Vex that we need. And if we don't, then we can still use Overdrive as backup to get our attack cards ready to go. Picking out another black room there is nice. That's gonna be another 2 1 in 20 shots at the 1 blue. It does suck for no roulette room in this game. And Recom also balanced the distribution to make 1s much more common. Basically, 1s are 5% in this game, whereas in Recom they're more at the low end. They're like 10%, 15% like the 3s are. It goes like 10% for a 0, 5% for 1 and 2, 15% for 3, 4, 5, and 6, 10% again for 7, and 5% for 8s and 9s. So knowing that distribution actually helps you a lot in planning your map cards as you go through these rooms. Worth a shot! Alright, so 3 more Teeming Darknesses, and then I'm going to just press the hammer on that backup save. This run's had a bit of a rocky start, but we dug our way out of it, and that's why I'm attached to it. I want to keep going with it. But no matter how many times you roll for it, you can't absolutely count on a 1 in 50 drop. Probably best not just... Yeah, if it's a Rhapsody, then I'm not really having a problem with waiting for the spawns, but here I'll just be aggressive. Nine. Alright, we've run the gambit now. We've gotten every number that we possibly can except 1. We'll note here that this doesn't actually waste a whole lot of time if I stay long for the 1 blue, because we need these map cards anyway to proceed. It just kind of sucks to, like, sit through and, like, not know. Another 7. Christ. We've definitely gotten more than 20 blue cards at this point. So we're officially under curve on there. We'll definitely be able to use the calm bounties to get Divine Roses in Hollow Bastion once we're done with this. That's another thing that you can use to leverage a position like this. That's true. You can, and we'll talk about RNG manipulation in this game. We've tried to work it out. It's just not possible when you're walking through doors in procedurally generated rooms that will have random loading times, and there's 2 different types of RNG that you have to worry about. There's a frame-based RNG and an action RNG that is manipulated by your actions and stuff in battle. And like bouncing experience, say, makes this skyrocket. It's just basically card drop manipulation is extra impossible. But even like simple things like getting the blizzard from the first barrel in the overworld rely on multiple frame perfect tricks and like knowing exactly what to do. Yeah, so you got to hit 2 1-framers, and then you have to memorize a sequence for the 2 1-framers that you hit. It's just not worth it for a 10%. Yep, that's what I was just saying, Isabella. Although the chat delay is pretty real this time. You're really gonna make me do a game. You're really gonna make me use the back. We still have 1 more teaming after this, if I'm counting right, and maybe I'll go for another one after that. I don't mind going to 115 Wonderland with all these map cards. Not by a long shot. Seeing the blue cards every now and then. Getting that pit in my stomach. Not getting rewarded. Fine. There are uses for a second Nocturne. Not many, but there are. Oh, I am believing. Mage's one. I am believing. I believe every time I see a blue card drop. I look for that straight and narrow one. It doesn't even have the little curly-Q at the top. It's just a straight one. Not like that 5 that just dropped. Well, if this were a race, then Abandon would have had a big chance to pass me by here. I was not planning on using a backup save in the middle of a race setting. I was planning on just losing the race if I didn't get the 1 blue. But now that I'm on my own, I'm not just gonna let the run die here if I don't get it. It really is time, though. It's time to stop screwing around, game. We've got 2 black rooms. We're like 7 teamings deep. Oh, I believe in the heart of the cards. A lot of map cards here. A lot of map cards we're not going to have to farm later. But this is the fast encounter, at least. Yep, this is the greatest game. I'm level 2? That's hilarious. The Berserks are going to be so easy. You get like almost no experience in Traverse Town. And you get a fair bit in Wonderland. I don't really keep track of my level in this game, though. It doesn't really matter all that much. There we are! That's what I'm talking about. Easy. So if you're right next to Trickmaster and you card break him, you can actually get a 4-hit raid by using the wall. It's really cool. If you use the table, you can only get a 3-hit raid at that distance. And I didn't figure this out until like years later. So that's going to be a lot... That's going to cover our farming for quite a while. I do apologize for the delay, but it's going to be more action from here on out. Look, I got my record this week. I'm going to go hit another encounter here because I'm 40 experience away from leveling up, and it's really nice for me to level up here. Oh yeah, the save point 1 blue for me is the canonical 1 blue, because that's the one I got when I first played this game. $17.12 to next level. Could we double Berserk Oogie into Jafar? What hilariousness. Let's do it. It's beautiful. This game is beautiful. Yeah, we're double berserking Oogie and Jafar. I'm committing to this. So we're going to get into critical health here. It's very important. Otherwise we're going to spend twice as long on Oogie, and Oogie can sit there on his ass for minutes at a time without letting us actually kill him. I've never gotten blues on that encounter. I don't think you can. I actually think it takes from the Traverse Town drop pool. If I remember right. Alright, so we have lots of cards. It's just a matter of what I'm going to use. Let's take stock of our options. Alright, cool. So another really important skill in this game is learning how to use your map cards effectively. I have more 6s, right? Yeah. But yeah, I've talked about how we need to keep our HP low to keep Berserk ready. And get lots of CP for our deck. If you can keep all the map cards in your head and you can place them in the branches as you're running the game, then things are going to go well for you. Never trust springs, but sometimes you have to. Enemies are usually waiting at the top of them, just like ready to swoop in, because that's just kind of how the AI works, right? There's not really much you can say about it. Alright, now that we're in Berserk health, we'll make the Berserk deck. Let's make one of these an 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Not gonna screw around with premium cards for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So we don't have a lot of high-value attack cards, like Pumpkinhead and Three Wishes and Lady Luck, but we do have Berserk. With 0, we take no level-up slights, TJF, because every level-up slight means we can't stock attack cards without making slights that we don't want to use. These slights aren't boosted by Berserk like these attack cards are. It's going to be very important when we do Berserk strats to chain our very good quality but poor value attack cards together. $8.14. Oh my god. No, it's impossible. I can't triple Berserk. We were close to it though. If I avoided experience in that first fight and I kept avoiding experience, we could have triple Berserked, yeah. That would have been amazing. That would have been a marathon first for me. But no, you get 790 experience from Jafar. Try as we might, we're not going to be able to avoid all but 20 experience. So the annoying thing about leveling up, if you didn't intuit from my comments earlier, is that when you level up, you get your HP refilled. And we don't want that, because we're in critical health. We got Berserk. We're going to keep hitting these barrels, because the experience is actually not bad for us to get right now. And because we want Moogle points a lot, and we want cards a lot. We still haven't made up for the Moogle point deficit from earlier. Even if we level up here, then we'll just go Berserk in that fight and get double Berserk on Jafar and Larxene. It doesn't really save or waste any time either way. In fact, it's almost faster to level up here if we can, but... Not really sure where the door is. It must be behind me. That's unusual. Well, you got me, game. That's for damn sure. I don't know what I got there. Hopefully it was good. So we're gonna make up for our points. Okay, give me that fire. That's also making up for points right there. The more fires I have going into the Moogle room, the happier I can be with questionable picks. A good 4. Where's a good 4? I don't have a good 4. I'll use a good 5. Alright, so... get rid of that. Premiums do not have... I run Sora, and nobody runs Riku. I mean, okay, some people run Riku every now and then, but... we're kind of comparing two zeros here is what I'm saying. Like, I run Sora when I can, and a couple people run Riku when they can. GBA-com is a lot less popular in general than Recom is, which makes me sad, because this is by far the better version of the game. I don't mind this. I can just get Berserk under far. Or even on these barrels. We're still looking for Moogle points, yo. Easy. And check my HP, see if I don't... But perfect! 26 out of 110. You couldn't ask for a better Berserk number. We're gonna use this to save Moogle points. Get free attack card packs. We use 3 of the Moogle rooms here. Well, this game is harder to capture, being a GBA game. We do allow emulator runs, but even so. That's the big deal. Everyone's got a PS4 and PS4 com. Can't be surprised. I went over this earlier, but basically, the way slides work and the way the transition from 2D to 3D is handled in Recom, I think is pretty poor. Pretty much everything homes and pretty much everything staggers, so... I think this will be enough, but I'll pull one more pack. I haven't been wowed by these pack pulling results right now, but I suppose I'll have to make do. 1, wow, 2, 3, 4. Jesus! Alright, I'm opening the last one. Consequences be damned. Wow, a 6. It must be Christmas. Christ, this run has made me sweat all day. This is hilarious. 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is this all switched? Um, 5-3-2, 4-3-3. This is hard. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get 10s. Alright. That's how we patch it up. Did we not even get zeros? Come on, game. You're killing me. Oh my god, dude. Why does this game make me sweat all the goddamn time? Oh my god. Okay, so these are the better attack cards. We've now got a deck that we're ready to destroy Jafar and Larxene with. Oh my god. Do I actually have to heal? That's rude. Kill me! Oh my god, I got wrong combo order. Why, dude? Oh, come on. Alright, that'll do. I did, but I don't use that program anymore. I just count. Okay, so Berserk doubles our damage, and we've organized our combos so that... I'll explain this during the second farming section. We'll have time for that, don't worry. We keep this Berserk for Larxene. Shred her with it. Good. Good. Perfect. The fact that you get to edit your deck gives you a lot more planning strategy for boss fights. It's just good for routing in general. Okay, so we don't need Berserk HP anymore, so I'm not going to take it. Alright, so cool. So what we basically just did there is we got new attack cards with the Mugu Room that we just spawned, and we used that to create a better attack deck by smartly organizing our combos in the correct orders. Lady Luck's and Pumpkinhead Keyblades are better in the first 2 hits of a combo, and 3 Wishes Keyblades and Olympias are better in the first and 3rd hits of a combo. So now we're going to use the same Mugu Room that we spawned to get the magic that we need for the rest of the run, which includes Thundaga And, the rest of the fires and the blizzards that we need to proceed. We might be able to squeeze a 4th magic pack out of this. Not a guarantee, but kind of likely, especially since I got these points. We also have fires which make the Moogle resetting here easier. We have a Nocturne as well, so I actually shouldn't need to save much for these Moogle resets. Yeah, it's not about the RNG. Like, I like making these bets. I like figuring out what to do in these situations. I've been stressed. You know, I've kvetched at the game, but, like, you know, I've had fun with it. That's the point that I'm trying to make. That's a good pack right there. That's another good pack right there. Well, they actually have even more stats, Isabella, because they also have card break recovery, which tells you how much time you're going to have after your card is broken, and they have swing speed. So Lady Luck and Pumpkinhead are actually preferable because they have better swing speed than Olympia. Sorry, Lady Luck and... Olympia. How many fires do I have now? 7. That's good enough. Let's just go. Sorry, yeah, Lady Luck and 3 Wishes are better swing speed than Olympia and Pumpkinhead. That's why you want those more. See, we got more Thundaga than we were bargaining for. Probably could have reset for 2 fires here, but I'm bleeding enough as it is. We got more blizzards as well. This is fine. So we probably actually don't need to do much for farming through. I'm gonna sit here for like a room just to see if I like randomly get a Rhapsody, and even then I probably don't care. But this is how we're gonna farm the rest of the game. We just get a new encounter, we Thundaga, and it just dies. Easy. I got most of what I wanted in 2 packs, but I want to spend the rest of my Moogle points. I could have held out for a later Moogle room and spent them on attack packs or arrows or something, but that's why I didn't reset over getting just 1 fire and 2 blizzards from it. I probably didn't even put the attack cards in here because I have double Thundaga. Nope, yeah, it's card break recovery. 98% sure on that. So the one reason I'm like testing the waters here is to see if I can just like get a Rhapsody, like, and because it's obviously better to farm now than farm later because your map card profile is affected by it. But we've got enough raids and stuff to not have to worry about much going forward. We can nuke Vexen and Hook pretty easily with our Nocturnes. And we need 9 boosted raids to get like the likes of Maleficent, but 7 boosted raids and 3 unboosted raids are equivalent to 9 boosted raids. So we should be good regardless. Nevertheless, if there's a free Rhapsody in this room, I'd like to find it. Our bad attack card packs can actually be ameliorated by good Divine Roses here, so that's what I'm going to use the Calm Bounties that I got in Wonderland for. You know, I never really noticed that, TJF, how the Traverse Town skyline is prominently shown when you're just Thundagaing everything. But yeah, look at how much faster this is than Wonderland farming. So much better. But you don't get blue cards. That's why you gotta get your 1 blue and all the rest of your blue cards out of the way before you start doing this. And we're not looking for anything in particular. We're just looking to move on here. It's going to be tough keeping track of all the cards I have because they're spread across a lot of different piles. When you have a late 1 blue, the first world sets and the second world sets, they all just give you a wide variety of map cards, whereas Traverse Town gives you like 4. If my map cards are in 4 bins, they're easy to remember. And a lot of the first world set cards are also like slightly bigger rooms than the Traverse Town ones. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind with map card optimization. It's like, if you're really good at this game, then you'll want to like use your teeming darknesses and your sleeping darknesses and your lasting days on doors rather than in actual rooms, because traveling through those rooms takes a longer period of time. Yeah, I never did get the wrap. I don't need it. It's probably not going to matter. I'd like to have it before Axel, but you know, we don't always get what we want in this game. But we're going to go to Hollow Bastion first, because boss HP goes up as your floor goes up, and we want to kill Maleficent quickly. Like, it's a tight kill, but it's an easy kill, but it's a tight kill. And also because we get access to Overdrive from that fight. Okay, so... Alright, so if you have a lot of comm bounties, like I do right now, you can use those comm bounties to try and fish for the Divine Rose attack card in this world. And the Divine Rose attack card is actually useful in that it has a first hit that's twice as strong as any Keyblade that I currently possess. So, if we can pick it up, I ain't gonna be sad about that. Look, Axel's a nobody. He may say he wants stuff. Dream Drop Distance may say that he wants stuff. But Dream Drop Distance was a ridiculous game. Huh, I guess you're right. It's pretty good odds to find one of these, and I did. I found a 1, but it's there. This clowny ass game. Is it even worth? No, this is what I do. This is better. Yeah, I know, right, Swansea? So this is how you deal with Maleficent. You just spam raids at her, which is great that this strategy exists because she's actually an incredibly aggressive boss with lots of high cards and with a moving hitbox that can disrupt even like normal combos. So trying to take her down with physical attacks, especially casually, was really annoying for me as a kid. Like I said, those cures are likely replacing magic cards I haven't gotten yet. But the important insight is that the Divine Rose is the most likely attack card to get from here. It would have been really nice if they actually released Days as a game. If they put as much effort into a Days re-release as they did into the Dream Drop re-release. I almost forgot to put Overdrive into the deck. That's what we're here for anyway. They couldn't have given me a decent value. The stress, man. Oh, that's a 9. Somehow I screwed that up. Glad I noticed that. I'll fix that later. A lot of math you need to go. The most important thing for this deck is that you have values that are greater than 10, because you want to be able to card break all normal cards, and you essentially don't care about slights unless your deck is like really, really good. But taking a hodgepodge of cards and making them add up to 10 can be difficult, especially when you're dealt a hand as crappy as what I was just dealt. I think we have some strong initiatives to burn here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Thank you for the raid, Mr. Shasta. Welcome everybody to this Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories run, where, as in typical marathon fashion, we've been digging ourselves out of a hole for an hour and a half now. But this is why I do it. That improvisational thrill. You can't get that anywhere else but in RPG speedrunning. Dude, that's nice. I PB'd in this game twice this week. I was practicing like, yup, record, and then I practiced on Thursday. I was like, yup, record again by 3 seconds. And those runs are actually really nice. So if you are hurting for more exciting Chain of Memories gameplay, and I mean legitimately exciting this time, like the pace is going a lot faster in those runs. I would definitely recommend checking those out. It's definitely worth going back, BullyCon. This is a great game. I've got an eternal love for it. Alright, let's start burning through more of these. That's fine. Damn. Missing her face. This is terrible. This is going to be a bit of an awkward Ursula fight. Worked out. Yep, outside of sandwiches and a bit of sloppy menuing at points. It's going to be tough to beat. Alright, let's see if I can fix this. 9. Nope, not easily. I'm just gonna have to stick with the fact that there's a 9 in my deck. It's fine. So these Riku fights, we used to throw raids at them, and there was a bit of a sweet spot where he'd like jump back into the raids. But now that we have access to Overdrive in this route, you can see that it's a much better solution. Using good attack combos, jumping to make sure that your combo executes in the order that you want it to, and emptying an entire clip of your Overdrive ability. Is going to let you get almost all the way to this 2 bars of health. Oh yeah, Zwanzig. I've been doing Berserk on Ursula for years, but Overdrive is slightly better, and Zwanzig figured that one out. And I'll shout out to Chiron, who figured that Overdrive was a good idea in general. But I'm the one who introduced Berserk into this game. And I love Berserk. Yeah, I just didn't think you had enough gas in it to make it work. That you'd have to use Berserk in order to get all the health. I just never unthought that. So what do we have here? Not that many map cards, actually. Yeah, we basically got to skip all the farming too because of our long Wonderland. I'm not surprised by that in the least. Just gonna make sure I use that so I'm not tempted to use it later. Yeah, it doesn't save much time, and it's more consistent, and you can't die. But those are all good things. I could have sworn this room was going to be rude. That's the other thing with this game. When you're exploring, these procedurally generated rooms can have very interesting geometry, to say the least. Don't forget to change the deck over to the deck we use for Hook, but I will actually also put in the second Nocturne that I have, just in case I have to use the Parasite Cage on him. Parasite Cage is an enemy card that lets you destroy an opponent's enemy card, essentially. And a couple bosses coming up have really bad enemy card effects. Hook has all zeros, which basically gives all his cards a value of 0, which lets him break our raids anytime he wants, which is a very rude thing for him to be doing. I have 2 0 cures. I'm not dying. This is the dumbest attack deck I've ever played with. Bar none. It's actually not poor to farm Neverland encounters. They really just take a couple raids to die. So running is a bigger opportunity cost here. LOL, key to rewards! Way to waste time! Oh, and I used my 1 red. I can't get warp strats online for the marathon. That's a real shame. Because I'm pretty sure I have an 8 blue now with that comp bounty. I even specifically used the 1 red before moving through Neverland. That's too funny. If I had an 8 blue and a 1 red and 20 green, I could use that key to rewards to get warp, which is even faster than Thanaga. It's actually questionable whether it's worth it, though. So Hook dies easily to raids, and he's actually weak to fire, and his rickety ship helps him get into raids sometimes, but he can get caught in weird patterns where he's close to you all the time, and he's very aggressive when he is, so I wouldn't sleep on him, but I also wouldn't really worry about him. Omni/Crescendo is actually useful. This is just dumb. Alright, so we replaced the 10th floor with 100 Acre Wood because 10th floor has a big map, and when you replace the biggest map, you obviously have to use fewer map cards to go through it. Hundred Acre Wood isn't worth anything. We used to actually guide Pooh for about a minute and a half to the hole right over here to get the elixir. And the elixir is really useful because it gives you a second topping off of all your raids, gives you your clouds back, in the old version of the route anyway. What do you mean surprisingly bad fight? That Hook went kind of alright. It wasn't Hook in 1 or 2 raids, but he didn't, like, screw me up with annoying things. We have 7 fire raids. It's worth going for big things like that, especially if I can get the 5-hit raid like I just did. Perfect. Good Vexen. Oh man. And we just got the Mega Ether, which, like the Elixir, will also give us our raids back. Oh yeah, the Moogle point lag is pretty ridiculous. I'm going to farm 1 room of Traverse before going in here, because I'm actually kind of running a little low on map cards to do Twilight Town. But I'm not ready for the count yet. The count happens after Twilight Town. So we're just going to farm this 1 room. And that's going to have to be good enough. Yeah, that's the dream. If, like, you could reliably do that every time, you could leave Moogle Room with, like, 2 fires. But, like, you don't want to believe that that can happen. I'll remind you that we still don't have Rhapsody. Yeah, but it's just like, he'll move, you know, it's gonna happen. He's gonna move, he's Vexen, you know. I spammed as fast as I could, and even then, he moved twice in the spams. More value than I was hoping for. But okay. Let's just go to Twilight Town. Not a big deal. That detour doesn't take too long. We still have Farming 3 to get wrap. I don't even know if I need to put the Mega Ether in this deck, but I'm gonna. It's awesome. There's no way this is necessary. What do we have here? An extra 3 in there somewhere. A 3 teaming. A 5. Yeah. It's Vexen 2 followed by Riku 3. Now, at least our Kingdom Key values are nice. So, our raid values are actually doing pretty okay. Blizzards are actually alright value too, so we've got that to look forward to. Alright. 5 up, 5 down, blue. Key to beginnings. Screw you. When you don't have enough zeros to break Ice Needles, so you just tank it so you can get your 5-hit raid back. Glorious. You know, Riku Replica's my boy too. That's the metal I rep in Kingdom Hearts fucking phone game. Never forget Riku 3. Riku 3, essentially the same as Riku 1 and 2. Well, Riku Run doesn't even have slights, that's unfair. But Riku 3, I don't know what the differences are between him and Riku 2 after careful inspection. So it's nice to have the overdrive strats which are consistent as opposed to the rage strats which were inconsistent. Because consistency matters when you're doing multiple fights in a row. If the Wishing Star were better, I think he would have died. Nope, not even more health. They both have 2 bars. It's true, maybe his AI is different, but if so, it's not noticeable, although I don't even know how I would test that. Alright, now it's time for the count. See how far away we are from being able to finish the game map card wise. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, essentially, and 9, 16, 37, 44, 78, 85, 90, 4, 101, 123. 123 and 7? It's really tough to say, Dan Sydney. I've played this game a lot. I haven't noticed the difference in aggression. It's something that's difficult to test statistically, at least. So that's 128. So there I just counted the number of low cards I had and the sum of the high cards I had. Because there's like a 99 door and a 50 door that you need to pour your high cards into. So that should be 8 low cards, if I counted correctly. One... 37. 9 low cards. We need 20 low cards and a total of 150 high cards. This time's looking not bad for the run that this was, by the way. Did I just get a 7 meeting ground? Somebody confirm that for me, please. I looked away from the screen for a second to look at the timer. Back to 130 high cards. It should be 10 low cards. I don't need a third Nocturne, that's just a waste. Alright, thank you. So that's put me on 137 again. $11 low cards. Nope, Riku 3 cannot use Dark Aura. That's Riku 4. 12 low cards. $13 low cards. This is good. That puts us at 143. $14 low cards. $148. But we'll take it back down to 143. That 5's a good candidate. If I'm really lucky, I can actually pull under my original estimate here. I can get under sub 230. And that'll prove once and for all that that estimate makes sense. Back up to 150 now, actually. Yo, I mean, we're going to be doing risky strats 15 low cards on Riku 4. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be berserking him, and we're going to be berserking Larxene. Then we're going to berserk Marluxia, and we're going to berserk Marluxia 2. Thank you for the enemy card. I don't need it. Can I have a Rhapsody before Axel? 16, 17. Getting a lot more high cards than I have low cards, so we're gonna have to start using 5s in the low cards. That's good because they're 5s that I want to use anyway. Yeah, there's 16 proper low cards. Dark Aura is a big windup and does not... Yeah, it's in no danger of actually killing you if you can break the cards. Like, if you're comboing against Riku 4 and Berserk and he is part of a Dark Aura stock, he's not going to card break in your face and just instantly kill you like Dark Firaga will. Plus, Dark Aura lets us set up a nice Berserk. No questions asked. I think I'm just going to farm a Tranquil here. It's been a long night. I could miscount. It's 3:15 in the morning. Let's just make absolutely sure I have enough map cards for my sanity. Because these encounters are guaranteed to go faster because there are no 3 spawns in them. You just get up and die. See, this is what you can look forward to at ESA, Svanzig. This is Calm Marathon. Alright, give me a Rhapsody right here. I know it's uncommon, but you're not going to give it to me anyway. I cry every time. We're moving on, though. Nope. This one. Oh my god. Let's do it this way. 8, 9, and then put the 2 back in. Listen, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I just walked through this. Dry no blizzard, and it worked out okay. I'm just saying, it could be worse. I don't know how I would do that, but once I finish Shadow the Hedgehog, I might actually sacrifice that game. I am 9 stories away from the full 326. I'm surprisingly still awake right now. After 4 hours of Radiant Historia, 2 hours of this, lots of math. It's been one heck of a day. I say never trust strings. Apparently never trust ledges as well. These assassin nocturnes, man. Nah, it's just been nice something to do after a speedrun or something like that. Very easy to not worry about Shadow. I'm pretty sure I'm keeping my red 3 as the Sleeping Darkness. So Darkside is a really boring fight, even casually, because he goes through the same 4 moves every time. He does a slam on the ground with his fist that doesn't go into the water. He does this meteor balls thing. He does a slam on the ground with a fist that does go in and leave himself open to attack and spawn shadows. And he shoots 1 to 2 balls out of his chest very rapidly at you. Really not much to look at. But he has a lot of health, so there's not really much you can do about him. In older versions of the route, we were actually able to go for other Moogle rooms around this area, so we could get more Arrow and Cloud to attack his head directly and go fast. But since we've used the attack deck to leverage our Overdrive and Berserk for more bosses, it's no longer valuable to get the deck that's good against Darkside anymore. So you just have to run through Overdrive, go into Berserk while we're in this fight, hit him with Berserk cards. My god. That was terrible. Now I need to be really careful. I can't be whiffing combos like that. So this is Judgment. It's awesome. We pick up that chest in order to get 2 copies of it between the Arrow and the Mega Ether. Alright, now we go to the hardest boss fights in the entire game. Let the man combo the boss. Okay. So that's how we do. We do Cure, Divine Rose, Mega Potion, 8-9. I'm gonna do a quick deck check just to my own sanity at this point. But if you take everything out and you add everything back in, it should all work out in the end. So the plan for these bosses is to start by overdriving them, and to combo into eventually take damage and go into Berserk health. That's how you take care of 3 health bosses that suck. Yep. Gonna have to be careful of the high potion. That's probably what made me get weird combos in an earlier fight. It sucks that we're gonna miss out on the reload. Guess I have to. That's what happens when you don't have enough zeros. I tried to reload to get him in time, but it wasn't going to work out. You're right, Zvanzig. I didn't have Oathkeeper in this deck. Very good point. That should be fine. Make sure. Yeah, that's good. Oh. Yeah, I knew this was going to be rough because we didn't have zeros. That's just the name of the game. Fine. He's getting his elixirs off today, man. This means he'll use Incrementer, which will make him not be able to break moves zeros later. Oh. Too early. That's a Dark Firaga coming. Gotta be mindful of that. That kills you at this health. Fine, I'll tie it. It's a bad idea. But it's better than dying. There we go, buddy! Mmm! Mmm! That's the taste of satisfaction. This is why I love this game. Fantastic. Yeah, she was never gonna let me do that. Problem with Larxene is that she's really fast. That 9... Goofy? Worth a shot. Her Thunderbolts now turn into what I call the Combo Princess attack. That basically is just really rude. Get the dodge roll? Nah. Fine. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Didn't get enough overdrive damage in. I just don't have enough zeros. Gonna have to, like, regular reload. Fuck these nines. Can you use the lightning bolt already? Reverse combo. Yeah. I don't like doing that. Run it into the ground, thank you. This looks better. We don't have to Berserk. We got enough overdrive damage in. Use it. That's a kill. Alright, good. 1 to your end game is bad. 1 to your end game is not what you want to see. You want to break these lethal slights as fast as you can. Alright, those are the hard fights over with. It's not over. Not by a long shot. Nice 4 Kingdom Key game. We're in the last area of the game. You can't throw me a bone. Something. I've even got calm bounties to use. Yeah, thanks for the estimate. I mean, look, we would have gone slightly over 330 at this pace. It's looking like. So yeah, I do appreciate it. We will still go over. We will still save the marathon sometime. Ooh, that second Mega Ether is clutch. Dude, I really need that against Axel right now. We don't have Rhapsody. Okay, okay. That fairy stars helps a little bit. I can fix up this 9 now. I don't even think I have Zanzig. I think every run I've ever had of this game has at least ended with a Rhapsody. Until today. See, these rooms, man. They're tricky. I've 100%ed this game more times than I ever care to admit. I think we have like one too many zeros here. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's that second Mega Ether? Have to be mindful of this. Oh, I need another potion as well. Not that one. Hopefully this fight goes okay. We're not far enough away yet. This is good. Quick hit recovery is the only card we need to destroy because it turns our 4 hit raids into 2 hit raids. The rest is a matter of surviving Axel's physical attacks and not getting in the way of his bad slides. Axel's got a really backloaded hitbox for some reason. Sucks to suck. This is not a good combo. I'm gonna chuck it. Let me break it, thank you. Shit, shit, shit. Step back. Fuck you, Axel! Alright. Yeah, that Kiraga was clutch. If I do say so myself. Sometimes you just gotta tap into the rhythm of this game. It's here for you, if you're willing to believe it. I'm gonna believe in the sleeping over the teeming darkness, and we are only one map card over required. Yup. Immediate run into an encounter. Thank you. Somehow that didn't block my escape progress. I'm very surprised about that. Make sure I have the correct deck equipped. It's been a long night. It really has. All I can think is how amazing this would have been as a race. I gotta say, like, Abandon might have beaten me by now, but he might not have. This is a 230. I think that would be PB for him. Break it. Thank you. Marluxia's very dangerous. His regular attacks can deal about a quarter of my health bar, like that one. Alright, he's used his zeros. We're probably going to berserk him. But his slates are actually very harmless. Up. There we go. Cool, final fight. We're not going to cut the abandon PB, at least, but... incorrect. Switches are all good here. Let's get rid of some of this chaff and put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can't skip this cutscene. Marluxia, like Darkside, is also very predictable. So the most danger we're going to be in right now is trying to Berserk him. The worst thing that can happen to us here is actually lag. This guy lags the GBA so much that it can be very dangerous to fight him. You'll drop combos, you'll die to attacks you meant to jump. So the best time to damage him is right after this cycle here. Because then he's going to go into... You can only actually damage Marluxia through after card breaking him for a couple seconds. So we're going to go in that tried and true overdrive into Berserk strat that we've been doing. For big bosses with big health like this. Oh! Way to whiff. There we go. That's time. Alright, so I got us back up a little ahead. More than I lost us in Rating Historia anyway, so I'll consider that a bit of a win. So yeah, this was a very harrowing experience in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And I hope you all enjoyed it, at least the parts of it that weren't farming for the one blue. Quite a lot of intricacy in game mechanics, quite a lot of improvisation that needs to happen. And I thank you, the organizers at Handheld Heroes, for giving me a space to showcase it. That's going to be it for me for now. Enjoy the rest of the marathon, everybody. Thank you very much.